Good morning, everybody. I wanted to jump in here with this 2 a.m. intermediate update. And plus, there's a couple things that I've been noticing while I'm laying here in bed. First off, the information on your screen there is the latest 2 a.m. The winds have dropped down to 175 miles per hour. The pressure went up by 916 millibars, and the speed slowed down 1 mile per hour, back down to 5, still moving west. So, as I'm laying here looking at things, I've noticed something really fantastic. Unless you live in Florida. Now, from earlier, I'll zoom in on this a little bit. Earlier, well, pretty much for the last several days, this western side, the western side wasn't all that big. Look how this thing grows to the west, from the center to the outer edge. Now, this is typical for some of these to, as they weaken a little bit and they actually slow down in the rotation, then the core will start spreading out wider and wider. And if you watch this, you can see how it's doing that. That means those tropical storm force winds away from the center is spreading out. And the outer edge of this thing is getting real close to the coast. So the tropical storm force winds is getting pretty much right there on the coast. Now, for now, as this thing moves west still, a lot of the winds is going to be coming out of the north as it touches the coast. But like there at Port St. Lucie, those winds are coming out of the northeast. So they're going to start getting some flooding in there. Another thing, too, that I've been noticing, there's been a lot of lightning around that eye wall. And a lot of times when there's a lot of lightning starting to show up around the eye wall, that means it's getting ready to restructure. It's going to do a eye wall replacement. So I just wanted to jump on here and show this to you. Now here's the radar out of Miami. And let me pause this right there. Okay, you can see some of that yellow right around the eye. And then you'll see some light blue. It's getting a gap in there. And then just beyond that is going to be the new eye wall eventually as it recycles. So it's going through an eye wall replacement right now. Sometimes they'll weaken a little bit during that phase, and they can re-strengthen, but not always. And it's still got that wobble in its path. But it's not really moving that much. And it has moved a little bit south from what it was when it first started hitting that island, which is the Grand Bahamas. Yeah, it's wobbling. It's kind of meandering. It's kind of going from, well, it's like a drunk trying to walk down the sidewalk. He can't walk quite straight. It's still moving west, but it has kind of drifted, and it's been doing this for several hours. But you can imagine a drunk. I mean, he's still going down a straight sidewalk, but he's kind of staggering. I have Nathan. He is in Miami. No, he's up at Vero Beach, and that's the only one that's streaming. And I'm sure he's laying down right now because it's 2 o'clock in the. It's after 2 o'clock in the morning, so I have no way of getting a hold of him. So this thing is getting physically bigger. It's spreading out from the center as it weakens a little bit. Again, it's down to 175 mile per hour wind, and the pressure is at 916. Still moving west at 5. But I mainly just wanted to jump on here and give you all the updated information. No, Nathan was never in Miami. A little early to tell. Like I say, I got to wait and see what this thing does when it starts to make a turn. If it does. I mean, there's still a possibility that it's going to get real close to the coast before it ever starts to turn. I don't think so, because it's not even quite halfway over that one island. So I think it'll take longer than 6 hours before it leaves Bahamas. It's most likely going to be like 12 or more hours. So it's going to be sometime later this afternoon before I actually know. I'm laying in bed right now, so I haven't been going through the models. But there wasn't a whole lot of change with that update other than the wind dropped down to 175. But what caught my eye, and I wanted to pass this out to you guys, is that it's physically, and if you watch this radar loop or satellite loop, you can watch that western side of it getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's getting more symmetric, and it's getting real close to the coast. So that's all I got for now. I'm going to leave this run just for a few more minutes to get more people on here, so I can get this update information out, and I'll put that back up here. That is the 2 a.m. advisory update, which is just a intermediate update. The next main update will be 5 a.m. They're not really all that strong when I checked West Palm Beach a little bit ago. I'd say they're probably at least in the 30s, pushing 40s. That was the last I seen over half an hour ago. Well, it's not heading south. What it's doing is, like I say, it's like a drunk trying to walk down a straight sidewalk. It's kind of wobbling back and forth. But it's still going west. Still going west. It has drifted a little south from what it was on my last broadcast, but the main direction of it is still west. Just got done watching a NASCAR race and glanced up there at the satellite view, which my GR Earth that runs 24/7. Yeah, you're getting some of the outer band winds up there at Brevard County. You can see the outer band here. You should be hitting up there around close to Daytona Beach area. Jones won it. Jones won the race. Kyle Busch smacked the wall right there at the end. So even people that far north are going to start feeling the winds from the outer bands. But it's definitely getting closer to the Florida coast as far as the main core. So again, a lot of times when the storm starts to weaken a little bit, and you can think about, it's got all this energy that's spinning real fast. And then all of a sudden, the thing is weakening. Where's all that energy go? Outwards. So a lot of times, I've seen this many, many times really, but a lot of times when a storm weakens just a little bit, it'll grow in physical size. And of course, that's bad for Florida. Yeah, she's mean. She's mean as a stripe of snake. Again, for everybody just joining, this is the 2 a.m. intermediate update with winds of 175, pressure 916, going west at 5. Alrighty, folks, that's all I've got for now. Like I say, I'm laying down in bed. I'm really tired. And my throat's still a little scratchy, so I'm going to rest my voice for tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to be really busy. Yeah, it's not very wide. So all of Florida is going to feel the effects from this. I mean, even, Miami and that. So thanks a lot for jumping in on this early morning update. And I'll start broadcasting as soon as I wake up in the morning. So thank you all. You all have a good night. Catch you on the next broadcast.